Hey, how's it going? It's Robin Smith, and it's time for the Robin Smith Show for Wednesday, June 18th, 2025. Welcome to the show. I can only count on one hand the number of times I've released an episode on Wednesday. This, of course, due to the summer travels. Is your summer going all right? Your summer must be going better than Seat 11A plane crash survivor. My God. Okay, there's a lot to get to. Should we start with that? Right now I'm looking out my window and praying that my home has its power staying on. Looks like a big downpour. Although I am very grateful our house got new gutters. Thank God. One of the gutters came off. I mean, this house was built in 1988, and one of the gutters just totally fell off. And it was time. Every season, it's like for, making home repairs, capital improvements, whatever. Every season it comes through, and the rains come. And I'm like, can we survive another season without gutters? And then the good Lord struck my gutter system down. Anyway, yeah. Well, let's start. I already named it. Why don't we start with, did you see the plane crash? So I was in Jamaica last week, and I usually, whenever I go on vacation, I really try to unplug from news. It's just a thing I do. And then I enjoy kind of catching up. Sometimes I miss out a lot, and I can't catch up, so I'll miss stuff, which is fine. But yeah, I watched the video of that plane crash, and just how, right? How? People are saying seat 11A is the safest seat, or experts are weighing in. Is it the safest seat? It's next to their emergency exit. You watch that video and the plane explodes. It's an explosion, right? So the only way someone survives that is they've got to get jettisoned out the emergency exit door before the explosion, right? Unless some miraculous, angelic, bubble light protection sphere of miracality. I don't know. But, you have to imagine, obviously, it's a tragedy, and heart goes out to all the families surviving. What am I trying to say? The families of those who did not survive. But, I mean, how does that guy feel, The whole, God spared my life for a reason. It doesn't feel right to get into a tangent on all that metaphysical stuff right now, but just wow. I really think that I just said not get into it. And the one thing I will say is we call something a miracle because we don't know. We don't understand it. Therefore it's a miracle. Right? But if we had God vision, if we had the all-seeing eye of the infinite, then we would see, oh, okay, makes sense. That's how the guy got out. That's how he wasn't killed. I mean, it's not like he came out unscathed. Oh my God, I swear. I think I'm going to lose power. Anyway, we'll see. It could be a first in the show's history if I lose power while on mic with you. I mean, the fact that he walked out, right? That's too. I didn't see video of but I guess I saw a video of him walking, but apparently he could walk out. Anyway, all right, I'm going on. Rest in peace, Brian Wilson. Let's change subjects. Brian Wilson passed away while I was on vacation, and I've been listening to nothing but Brian Wilson. And I want to play some. I wish I could play a track. I can't. The episode will get pulled down. It'll get flagged on YouTube and all that. But yeah, I encourage you to go listen to a tribute. Go to Brian Wilson channel on Spotify or YouTube Music or Apple Music, Amazon, wherever you listen to music. And yeah, that guy was legendary. A few months ago, I watched the Beach Boys documentary on Disney Plus, and that was fulfilling. Oh my God. I'm watching a trash can flow down the street. This is a real downpour. I'm sorry. I'm getting real distracted here. Please keep the power on, please. I remember I was doing a session with the legendary Bob Falconer It was my first session with him. This is actually this session is on the podcast channel. You can go watch this session. But it was, must have been happening in, I think it was July. So it's summer storms, and I was just like, oh, please don't lose connection in the middle of this like healing experience. You know what I mean? Quite disruptive. Anyway, where were we? How about the Panthers? Congratulations to the Panthers, Florida Panthers. When I watch hockey, when I watch Brad Marchand on the Boston Bruins, I love to hate him, And when I was watching the final, I was just like, I just don't want the Panthers to win just because I don't want Marchand to win. My hatred for him is just, it was like, I just don't want him to win. And then, of course, he's doing these amazing athletic moves. I mean, just absolutely phenomenal stuff. And then when they win the cup, and he's getting interviewed and he's talking, and there's that common humanity, my hatred, the part of me that hates this guy, falls away. And I love watching the ceremony. I think it's easier to watch Stanley Cup championship victories now that the Washington Capitals have done so, because it's just a portal back into that loving memory of like the amazing feeling of winning the cup, and so like you're watching the Conn Smythe Trophy announcement, and then like the captain of the team skates over, and then he's the captain is the one that gets to hoist the cup first, and then I was just thinking about how Ovechkin was the one who got to do that, right? Kiss the cup and just completely lose themselves in ecstatic joy, and congratulations to the team, the coaching staff, the fans. I didn't realize that once Marchand took the cup, everyone was throwing rats onto the ice. I looked into it. I didn't know. He's a scrappy player, right? Like, if you know anything about hockey, you know that Marchand, he licked another player's nose one time to psychologically get into the head of the opponent. And so his nickname is the Rat, and so he won the cup with Boston. And then he was traded to Florida this season, and so he got to win the cup with Florida. And I didn't realize that Florida and Edmonton, they were in the championship last year. So this was a repeat. This was a repeat rivalry. Florida won it last year and defeated Edmonton, and then they won it again. And that took 7 games last year, and then they won it in 6 this time. So heartbreaking for the Oilers fans. What? Did you hear that? Damn, that was loud. I wonder if that thunder came through for you all. What else do I want to say about that? There was something else, and now it completely got slipped out of my mind from the lightning thunder phenomena. Anyway. So the cup, the trophy. So reliving that experience after Washington was able to do it. Congratulations to the fans. Let's see if Florida can get to the final again next year. Go for the three-peat, right? Hopefully, actually, no, I don't want that because I need the Caps to do that. If for them to do that, they would have to beat the Caps. So we don't want that, actually. Apparently, they say it's the most iconic trophy in all of sports. I mean, how can they really... What's the rationale for that? I don't understand the rationale. They say, this is the hardest trophy to win. Well, according to who? According to hockey players? I want to look more into that. But anyway, I digress. Did you all hear about the great northern white rhino? It has survived, not to be a downer here, but the northern white rhino has survived 55 million years and saw ice ages and earthquakes and meteor strikes, and was testament to innumerable historical changes on the planet. But I followed David Attenborough, and just sharing his post that the white rhino could not survive humans. The great beast is now functionally extinct. Now, what does that mean? That means there's still a couple alive, but they just are not gonna, they're past their prime and can't mate and breed, and so it's functionally extinct, which is very sad. Very sad. What do we do about that? There's nothing we can do. Could you hear that? This sounds like the Halloween episode with all this thunder, man. What's the lesson here? The lesson is, okay, one take is, species come in and out. That's just the natural order of things. Another lesson is, no, if human beings have a hand in it, then maybe we need to be hunting more responsibly. There's a way to hunt, right? Like when hunters do their job, let's take deer for example. Like when the hunters are not hunting enough, the deer are a problem and there's more automobile accidents, right? Like it's a problem. Damn. My girls are now, they're not in camp. So they're now squealing and screaming about the thunder. Anyway. No, don't. Oh, no. I hope they're not going outside with an umbrella. You don't go out into a thunderstorm with an umbrella. I might have to leave. I might have to hop up here. Anyway. Yeah. We need hunters, right? We need hunters for certain species. We need to hunt to eat. The alternative is the abomination that is factory farming. I don't co-sign on that. It's a complete horror show. If you've ever had the courage to watch the videos of what happens on factory farms, this is a downer. This is a real downer, this episode. Brian Wilson died, the plane crash, the white rhino, the Oilers defeat. I mean, that's not a downer for Florida fans, grant you. But how was your Father's Day? How about that? How was Father's Day? Did you have a good Father's Day? I had a good Father's Day. What did we do? We just chilled. We chilled. We went to church, and we met the new rector. I'm telling you, I'm so ADD, right? Every time the thunder crashes. This is the lightning episode. No lightning rounds. Yeah. Damn, it's just predictable every time. Every time it crashes, the girls scream louder. At least they're inside. They're not going outside with an umbrella. This is the gods are bowling, right? I'm on Insight Timer. I am now on Insight Timer. I sent out a newsletter to my practice. I've been, last year I sent out a newsletter, and it was the first time that I talked about the podcast, on the newsletter. So I'm sort of converging audiences. I've had a newsletter for a while, but those subscribers didn't necessarily know about the podcast. I've had a podcast for a while, but you all don't necessarily know about the practice's newsletter. I haven't converged audiences, or I've always debated about cross-pollinating. Do I want to keep these things separate, together? So I basically decided to highlight the podcast on the last newsletter. And now I'm on Insight Timer. So I promote Insight Timer on that newsletter, and I'm promoting it here too. So we'll see what the future brings. I'm hopeful that I'm obviously going to release many tracks on Insight Timer. If you don't know what Insight Timer is, by the way, it's the largest library of meditation tracks. So it's a free app, and there's spiritual leaders and therapists and all sort yoga instructors. There's all sorts of health and wellness folks, and there's a great variety of offerings there. So go check it out. There's a link. There should be a link in the show notes on my track. It's a morning meditation, so I'm actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the meditation in on this episode at the very end, okay? But I invite you to listen to it in the morning, when you start your day, when you wake up. Yeah. My God. Okay. Wow, it's already 25 minutes into the episode? How did that happen? I guess I should stop here, okay? Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Safe travels. If you can sit in seat 11A, well, then you're blessed. And, I didn't even talk about, oh my God. I meant to put in my show notes here about the political violence and Israel Iran. I mean, real quick. What is there to say about this? Hasn't the conflict between these two cultures been brewing for the last 3/4 of a century? It wasn't this kind of inevitable? I mean, I'm politically an ignoramus, so I'm only parroting talking points that I've heard from other people that I respect and who are much smarter than I am. But that's my understanding, is that this was kind of an inevitable thing. The question was really just, when would it happen? And again, I wish the people of Iran and the people of Israel safety and blessings, and somehow the governments have to sort this out. I'm not going to get into the whole history of Iran's trying to gain nuclear weapons, because I can't speak on subjects that I'm ignorant to. But yeah, just watching some of the footage of weddings, an Iranian wedding is happening. It's like that's their wedding. They've planned their wedding years ago or months ago or whatever, and now there are rockets coming down in the nighttime sky while they're dancing. It's just crazy. So I hope that people can stay safe and protected. And it's immediately I'm getting tongue-tied because I'm thinking of the research scientists who were targeted. I mean, there's so many. I talked to someone recently, and they were like, "Yeah, well, this is a peacetime," and I was like, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The peacetime? This is." I don't remember who it was, but I was like, "There's always 5 or more international conflicts going on between different governments. They might your mainstream news media outlets might not cover it because it's not relevant to your society, east, west, north, south. But there are a bunch of conflicts happening at all times." Israel, Iran gets a lot of attention, and Ukraine and Russia. Obviously, Israel, Hamas. It does feel like World War III. And again, I know it's hard to kind of take stuff seriously when stuff gets thrown around at inappropriate times. When you say someone is Hitler, if you're Trump is Hitler or whatever, right? There's a big difference between what Hitler did and what's happening now. But that said, there's gradations of this. There's someone said some Maya Angelou quote. I think it was Maya Angelou, or maybe it was Toni Morrison. It was Toni Morrison, I think. And she was saying, the descent into authoritarianism is not a jump. It's one step at a time. And I remember Jordan Peterson saying something similar, Hitler pushes you. He pushes, and then you take one step back, and then he relaxes and he lets you get comfortable where you are, and then he pushes you again, and then you take one step back, and so it's, you move farther and farther away from your values or from your integrity, not in some sudden sense, but in a very gradual way. I was talking to someone about if someone woke up from a coma and could just get a pulse on what's happening right now. If they went into a coma in I don't know, in the beginning of the Obama administration, right? And then they woke up right now, kind of trying to onboard what's sick and unhealthy in our culture. What would their perspective be, versus all of us who have been just slowly and gradually exposed to the discourse, the norm busting, I just hope that, I pray for our country as well as other countries that are going through tough times. What can you do? You pray, and you honor your own integrity. Don't betray yourself. Start local, right? I don't know. I'm not one for inspirational speeches here. I I should have ended the show before I started talking politics and all that. But anyway, yeah. So I'll be on mic with you all soon. There's some more travel, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all, being with you, speaking with you again. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. And now I will leave you with the morning meditation. Enjoy.
Good morning. You can do this guided meditation with eyes open or closed, however you feel most at ease. You can become perfectly still or move your body around during this meditation. Let's see if we can drop right into noticing sounds. Sounds that are nearby, sounds off in the distance. The sound of the body breathing. Listening not with an agenda, but more as an effortless open awareness. How we listen and pay attention can be a great gift to others. It's also a gift to listen inside, to the parts of us that need us to listen. These parts share with us every day. Today, we will experience them as thoughts, stories, images, emotions, body sensations, and impulses. These will come into our awareness today, and they are parts of us trying to tell us something. If we're curious, we can safely allow our heart to open to them and see what they might share with us. May today's light find and surround us. Whatever gifts and blessings we've received, may we share them today with others, as well as ourselves. May we feel the healing in our bodies and minds that we received from last night's rest. Who we are today is new. Today has never happened, so whatever may come, may we open to it and allow it to teach us what it is that we need to learn. May we connect with the inner refuge that we carry within us. We have always had it. It is our birthright. All is well. everything is working out for our highest good. Out of each experience, only good will come to us. We are safe. We are protected. We are loved. Whenever it feels right, a few deep breaths can help shift awareness back outside in a gentle and easy way.
The Robin Smith Show is produced by me, Robin Smith. Executive produced by Robin and Kelly Glenn Smith at Team Robley. Theme song by The Very Small. The show is engineered by one of my alters, Games Nabisco. Listeners can get in touch by calling or texting the hotline at 301-458-0883. Messages can be sent to robinsmithshow@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow the show on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Disclaimer. This podcast is for general information purposes only and does not constitute the practice of medicine, psychotherapy, or other professional healthcare services, including the giving of medical advice. Note: no therapist-patient relationship is formed. The use of this information is at the listener's own risk. The content of this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnoses, or treatment. Listeners should not disregard or delay in obtaining medical advice for any medical condition they have and should seek the assistance of their healthcare professionals for any such conditions.